Well, I was with friends on the at the end of the Victoria Pier. We hadn't been able to go down anywhere on the docks at all during the occupation. At all, they were. You only went through if you had a special permit for some reason, and not many people did. But that day, the New North Quay, where the Maritime Museum is, and that was open. So was the Victoria Harbour, right around the south side of the old entrance. The Albert Pier was not open to the public because a Red Cross ship had arrived the day before, and they were unloading the Red Cross boat. At any rate, I was with three friends. We were on bicycles. One of the friends, incidentally, was an officer in the Russian Air Force who had been taken prisoner in 1941 and had been brought to Jersey as a slave worker and had escaped from his camp and been sheltered by different local people. Anyway, we went down the commercial buildings on our bicycles, which had hosepipe tires, because ordinary tires had long ceased to exist. And there are two tunnels, they're still there, way down before you get to the sharp turn to go over Mount Bingham. One was a railway tunnel that went straight through. The other was an ammunition tunnel. And of course, there were two Germans with their rifles. The British hadn't yet arrived. The Germans were still in control, standing guard. If your hosepipe tire snapped, as could happen, it had only happened to me once before, they did so with a noise like a revolver shot, because you had the hosepipe round and then linked, the two bits linked by strong wire. And if that broke through for some, it made quite a retort. Just as we were passing this tunnel, mine went. And I can still see out of the corner of my eye two people fling themselves to the ground, and the sentries turn round like this with their rifles. And it flashed through my mind, my God, how absurd if I were to go now, when we're expecting to be liberated in about an hour's time. But I picked up this broken tire, and the chap nearer to me saw what had happened, and he grinned and laughed. And all these thoughts came rushing through, and I thought, God, you look about, you're younger than I am, you look about 19. You've not had any word from home, probably, since early in 94, because after the D-Day landings, they wouldn't get much news from home. They would know that most of Germany by then was occupied by foreign troops. They would know that the major cities had received terribly heavy bombing. He must have been worried. He was about to be a prisoner of war. And the National Socialist it was almost taught like a religion in schools. He would have been, from his earliest memories, taught to believe one thing only. Quite suddenly, everything had been taken from him. Everything he would have believed in, pulled like a rug from under his feet. And yet he could laugh. And just in a flash, I warmed to this young man and almost felt like going over, but I didn't. It was too soon.